What do we mean when we say beginner's reptiles? From my experience, it's the word beginners that gets people most upset. And it's because there's an assumption that the word beginner means easy. And reptiles aren't easy. There's no reptile or exotic animal that we sell here or any other shop that doesn't require some skill, some learning, some understanding, some effort, some work. They all require that. If you ain't up for doing a bit of reading, a bit of learning, then reptiles and exotics really aren't for you. So let's put it at that part that we all start at that point as beginners. We all are open to learning, researching, understanding. I still feel like I'm a beginner. I'm the first to say that's not my strongest point. I don't know that much about that bit yet. While at the same time, constantly learning new things, trying new things, listening to other people and trying things that people recommend. We're doing a lot of that lately with personal projects. Beginners do not mean that it's easy. That is the bit that we're all misunderstanding. When we recommend to people who come into the shop for the first time what we class as beginner species, what we're really saying is these are the species that we think you will have the most enjoyable first time with. The ones that are going to tick those boxes and give you a good first experience. Now, if you are a grown-up adult and you have the ability to say, I am an intelligent person. I am capable of researching, learning and understanding the requirements of an animal. I am happy to put what needs to be done, effort, cost-wise, into the correct setup, the correct care. And I have chosen an animal that may not be a typical beginner's pet. I accept that it may be a more expensive setup. It may require more advanced equipment. It may not be friendly. All these things are things that only you can really decide. We can guide you, and if you're being guided by people in the industry, what we're saying is these species on the beginners list are the species that will give you the best first experience. The ones that will not challenge you too much in terms of the care side or the personality side. Not everyone wants their first reptile to be very challenging in care or very challenging in behaviour. So we pick animals that we think will offer a good experience as a beginner. Plenty of people might choose animals that are going to be difficult as a beginner, but that is something you have to decide, because no one should be coming into reptiles and thinking they do not want to put in some reading, some learning, that it's not going to cost a lot of money. It does. There's no cheap reptiles now. So we have to stop getting so hung up on the phrase beginner, because beginner means lots of things, and certainly usually doesn't mean the implication that beginner means easy or cheap or non-skilled, because beginner just means you're at the beginning of your whole process over these years. What are we now? It will be, do maths in my head, 18 years, right? That's scary to say it loud. I'm still class myself as a beginner because there's still so much I've not done and still things that I'll be doing for the very first time. So of course I'm still a beginner. Anyone who considers themselves an expert in everything probably hasn't considered how much more there is to learn. But beginner just means you're doing something for the first time, and that could be at all different stages. And no one can really dictate to you what that beginner species is. We can just recommend from our experience what animals will fit those tick boxes the best. You may decide to do something different, and that's your decision. And it will always be your decision how you care for that animal, what you do. No matter what input we beginner species. Is that species suitable for beginners? Well, we will probably tell you the pros and cons and let you make that decision yourself. Because ultimately you're the one that's got to take this animal home and care for it. I hope that makes sense. What are your thoughts?